尽くして物思いにふける癖のせいで、時々皆さんにも寝てるのかとつつかれてしまうんです。
Okay. So, oh shit. We are doing Medjehtiqedti bound. Which is finally a Minos event. It's something I've been really looking forward to for the past few years. Ever since around kind of the time Palace came out, basically. But yeah, I've been asking for a Minos event for like maybe 3 or 4 years now, maybe 5. And finally, we got it. It's come to global. So this is an event I'm really excited about. And I can't wait to see what we see in Minos. But yes, I'm glad we're finally here. I think it is. But yes, got TT and Palace finally gets the spotlight. I am hoping that we eventually do get an altar for Palace too. That's one of my highest hopes for this game. I do think she's gonna get one. Maybe for like a half anniversary or something. For like a limited banner. Or maybe even standard banner, who knows. But I am hoping for a half anniversary Minos event. Just to get a Palace altar, because that'd be awesome. And if she does, I'm definitely pot sticking. Which is not something I usually do, but yes, I'm going into this blind, of course, as always. The only thing I know is that statue has been blowing up. This stupid statue enemy with a smug face. But anyways, let's get right into it. Should be 8 sages. Yeah. Alright. Finally. We're heading into Minos. I'm excited for this one. Microphone. I mean headphones. Across the flowing river. The river brings back memories from home and surprise visitors. I have... Wait, hold on. I don't think Palace... Yeah, she still doesn't have anything. But I have read Perfumer's records. I believe... Where's she at? Here we go. I have read her records, which, in case you don't know, they are prequels to the event. At least the second one is. Wait, I can finish mastering her. I might be out of books. Oh, no. Sorry, I'll do this real quick. Okay. Let's get into it. Okay, really excited for this one. The river brings back memories from home and surprise visitors. And so carries Sierra, the singer of epics, the gentlest hero of Agamemnon. Hung her harp upon the branches of the laurel tree. Oh, that's probably the character that was in the PvE. It's guided me from the tallest firs atop Mount Hinoi. Its drinks made from the bravest bird and beasts that roam the Agnes plains. When they played, all things in the land of heroes sang together, riding upon the winds in freedom. Now, Cariseda hangs her harp by the laurels. Oh man, I'm so excited for this one. The islands have come from afar, said Carisera, clutching her knife tightly. They trample our land, set fire to our homes, and let the river seize their peaceful flow, and they command all things to sing for them. This alone wrenches my heart. My harp sings only the tales of the heroes. While there's no specific mention in the records, historians generally agree that Parisha Mala most favored Athenias out of the 3 great nomadic cities that Sargon built for Minos. Sargonian and Minoan engineers took great pains to preserve its signature feature as the mountain-rimmed garden when it was moved to a nomadic platform. Today, you will see the same mountains and rivers as Keresyria once did upon entering Athenias through the mountain pass that Parisha Mala made it a point to preserve. This is a route that I highly recommend my readers. Oh, shut up. Just look where your stupid book has led us. Titi. And this big heavy piece of stupid crap we have to carry. Just the 2 of us. Just the 2 of us. I guess Mio's traveling with her. Take it easy, calm down, no hitting. Like I wasn't tired enough after walking for days on end. You're one to talk, girl. Why did you decide on a whim to travel separately from the group? I'll be lying in the Athenian flower fields and drinking floral liquor by now, if it wasn't for you. It wasn't on a whim. I told you. My father used to tell stories about a place called Minos on the other side of the Arknights River, stories that left a deep impression on me. And I told you it was an invaluable opportunity for diplomacy with Minos. I wanted to go to Athenians via Keresyria's old route and experience history. Keresyria. Oh, whoops. You didn't have to experience history with this thing. It's got to be, what, over 50 kilos? We used the 2 of us to carry it? Or I tried to experience the Yannis idiom where you bear a bundle of logs to beg forgiveness. It's a bundle of thorns. The Yannis wouldn't appreciate you rewriting their idioms. It's not the point. Have you got anything in that school of yours besides history books? Alright, no hitting. I wasn't comfortable letting someone else handle it. This is the most valuable item in the Medjehtiqedti Museum's collection, an important relics of both Sargon and Minos. We came all this way to give it back to the Minoans, to build a new era of friendship between the 2 nations. So you haven't forgotten your mission. Yay, clap clap. You are lost. You are late, and you have missed your appointment with the Astynomos of Athenias. Medjehtiqedti Nasasumashi. There, she's her full government name. That's a mouthful. Medjehtiqedti Nasusumashire. Well, the rest of the mission should be in the city by now, using the normal route. I'm sure Benui will explain the Astynomos. There's gonna be a lot of hard names here. Or nouns. Benui, the gnome who thinks his cat smells like roses. Are you just acting dumb, or are you actually that dumb? Did you see that look on his face when he learned he was going to be your assistant in the mission? It's like you've stolen 50 cars of pure gold from him. No. Benui is a very nice man. Taking on such an important mission so soon after I became the curator of Medjehtiqedti Museum made it be... Anyway, Benui helped a lot on this journey. Fine, suit yourself. I'm just tagging along as a tourist. Let's get going before we collapse from exhaustion. Yes, see? We're almost there. Look. Ooh. Wow. Our first look into Minos, baby. Oh, man. I've been waiting for this moment. Only took like 4+ years. Wow. I've read a lot about Athenians, but to actually find myself here. I see fields of flowers, floral liquor and flower cakes. We're saved. Minos, the land of 1,000 poleis, separated from Sargon by a river. Here is Athenias, the first polis, the mountain-rimmed garden. As the city that Titi has only ever known through historical records revealed itself, she lays eyes on a scene very different from the sands of Sargon. White walls, green fields, rivers weaving their way through mountains. Strange temples unabashedly announce themselves on the mountaintops and beside the rivers. If heroic epics are the rain that nourishes Minos, then these temples are the mushrooms that grow afterwards. Oh, that's a nice way to put it. No wonder this land has birthed so many famous plays, philosophers, stories, and legends, which not even the sands could bury. Hey, why are you pushing me? I haven't even caught my breath yet. For days, Titi has been placating her beast aristocrat companion, trying to wear a mask of calm for this journey. Now though, she's even more eager than Mio to get into this city. You see the ferry crossing down there? We're not truly in the city until we cross over. Hurry now. Should I help? The river is freezing. I see the ice floating on it. But all you have is an oar. Oh, hey, it's this dude. Just sit tight, Ithakos. Oh, he's a ferryman? Okay. My luggage is not heavy. I can walk on my own. Let me ferry you for a little bit. Just a little else I can do for you. It's been 2 years since you experienced divine revelation, since our meeting. You taught us the knowledge that you brought from the cities, built a village on the marsh that the Sargonians wouldn't bother with, farming the paddy fields and fending off the cold. We live together. We are family. For the past 2 years, I've been trying to figure out why divine revelation led me here. Now I understand. The Sargonians will appear on the riverbanks nearby. I can reach the place quickly by following this river out of the marshes. I see. Do you believe that the gorillas can defeat the Sargonians? Even though we've been losing for a century. I haven't received any divine revelations, and I can't tell the future. I can't even leave with you. But I will promise what I can. I'll protect our village, our houses, our farms and flower beds. Perhaps we could go to Athenius, where you came from, once you're victorious. I'll still be a ferryman, ferrying you to your workplace at the temple on the other side of the city as the sun shines upon the Delphi Canal. I've been imagining the scene ever since you described it to me. Are you listening, Ithakos? Minos is in for a cold winter this year, brother. Man, I'm just so glad we're finally getting to visit Minos, man. The ferryman shakes his head. What was his response to Ithakos? For many years, he still could not remember. Oh, flashback? There you are, Master Xanthos. You're 10 minutes late. I assume you pronounced the X. Xanthos? I've never been late before, Lycaon. This is the first time. Ooh, new NPCs. Oh, we're gonna see a whole bunch of new forts. So a guy, I assume? I saw your chiton by the shore. I thought you might have dropped it yesterday when you left, or a thief might have stolen it, only to decide it was too old and ragged to keep. Little could I have imagined that you had gone for a morning swim. Ooh. Minos NPCs, hell yeah. So out of habit, I folded and stole your chiton. You cannot reproach me for it, for you had not informed me of your schedule. It is I who should reproach you, for the doctor has warned you to be careful. Thank you, Lycaon. Over the years, I have taught you how to fight and ferry, and you have handled my daily needs wholeheartedly. I am not reproaching you. I simply have to leave early today, so tardiness weighs heavily on my mind. You're changing the topic again. Wait, are we going to the cemetery to visit? Ithakos, my friend. He was only your age when we bid farewell. I never saw him again. Oh, that's the guy he was talking to up here. Okay. I should say some words of comfort, but I find them beyond my ability. You should stay within your abilities. It's really your place to go beyond them. The fruit farmers and workers at the first temple have been in conflict over boat assignments for days. They're asking the dockmaster, me, to arbitrate. This is what we should be putting our minds to. Let's go to the main crossing. It will be a busy day. One moment, Master Xanthos. The Asinomos request your presence at the secondary crossing today to repair the boats that have broken down. No one in Athenius uses the word priority more than Lydia. What else did she say? Nothing. Is the Sargonian mission due to arrive today? I think so. Huh. Should I be grateful or angry that Lydia still remembers me? She should pull all the teeth out of my oars, or simply throw me in jail, so that I never get the chance to meet the Sargonian envoys coming to visit their old stomping grounds. Excuse me, can we get a right across? Too many people at the other crossings, we'll be late. Okay, so that's how they meet. I do wonder how Lina and Pallas come into the picture. Did they just decide to come back home or what? I guess we'll see. Because I know they were talking about it in Lina's operator record. You said your ambassador has been delayed by certain circumstances. Oh, hello. She has a nice design. Dignified woman. I mean, no offense, as that is precisely the case. I beg your understanding, Asinomos. Also, that's them, okay. The Minoan vistas are beautiful, while Her Excellency is young and curious. She is bound to commit some useful indiscretions. I say again, as Deputy Chief of Mission, and as the man invested with the titles of the ancient and exalted Sargonian House of Enshipa, I am equally empowered to act on the Empire's behalf. Of course, I have the utmost confidence in you, Kyrios Benui. Okay, that's Benui. When do the Athenians intend to hold a ceremony then? What ceremony? Oh, you're Lydia. Okay. So Asinomos must be her surname. Gotcha. I have to really pay attention because there's a lot of names being thrown around. What ceremony? The exchange ceremony. Our two nations formally established diplomatic relations at the beginning of this year. As part of our culture exchange, we are repatriating our relics of Caresseria, the founding hero of Minos, to Athenius. In exchange, we will receive the technical legacy that the Sargonians left behind during the construction of Athenius, Corinnia, and Lacedaemon. Surely you have not forgotten, honored Astinomos. Of course not, Your Excellency. We stand now in the Astinomos' office instead of elsewhere, because of the non-aggression pact that was signed following the last major battle between our two nations in the Minoan borderlands. Okay. So she represents Minos and he represents whatever Sargonian shit. Huh. Sorry, I've been rather overworked lately. I'm sure you saw the vast construction sites and passionate craftsmen as you passed by the agora by the river when you entered the city. Yes. I wonder if this is done by Kirkus. Kirkus' artist? Kinda looks like it. I don't think it's Iris, because the ice does it. It's the rebuilding of the first temple. 1 in 5 Athenians are involved in the project. The first temple. As you said yourself, Cadicidia is the founding hero of Minos. Perhaps you've heard of her deeds. At the very beginning, she led refugees from scattered tribes out of war and plague, and brought them to a garden encircled by mountains. Those who followed Cadicidia built the first temple of Minos here, and thus began the bloodlines of heroes. After that came Athenius, and the land of 1,000 polis. That first temple was lost to the fires of war. Now, it is being rebuilt by the people of Athenians themselves. I'm sure the significance is not lost on you. I understand. To obtain the stone needed to rebuild the temple, however, we've kept Athenians by Mount Himnoi for an entire week. Himnoi. And it's apple season. Fresh apples need to be figured out through the crossings, while unripe fruits need plenty of sunlight. The quality of the apples will be compromised if the city does not move to an area with more sunlight soon. I'm sure you saw the fruit farmers gathered at the crossing. Yes, I did. The people need to commemorate their heroes. The farmers need to ensure that their harvest is not ruined. They understand that an Asinomos does not have all that much power in the Minoan administrative system. Oh, I just noticed her horns. Whoa, that's cool. I did not notice those. Holy shit. I need the priestess' approval for everything. I confess that I am rather overwhelmed right now. Perhaps looking for excuses has eaten up too much of your time. Your Excellency misunderstands. I'm of the younger generation myself. At a time when other central powers are actively seeking change, I believe smaller nations like ours must keep up with the times. The exchange of the Cadicidia's relics for the data from the 3 polis has been at least 6 months in the making. It is an honor to play a small part in facilitating the new friendship between Sargon and Minos after years of conflict. We'll see about that. I suggest you and your mission take some time to see the city. The Athenian sites are spectacular. I'm sure you'll find it well worth your time. Perhaps you can even visit the site of the first temple's rebuilding. After all, it is Cadicidia's relics that you're returning. Maybe this was ordained by fate. Minoans love drama and philosophy. We enjoy the rigor of preparation and logical deduction, but we also hope for pleasant surprises. As for exchange, we will hold a formal ceremony in a couple of days. By Minoan tradition, ceremonial occasions begin with a play directed by the priests, imploring the heroes to bless the occasion and ensure that everything goes smoothly. However, Athenians created the post of Asinomos 2 years ago to reduce the burden of the priests and simplify procedures. Therefore, I've already assigned someone to begin preparations. My trusty aide and Grammateus here will make comprehensive arrangements for you during your stay. Seek him out if you have any issues. Hekademos. Oh, hello. Another new NPC? Wow, you have a lot of watches. Holy crap. Why? Here. Hekademos, nobody of Minos, the blaring megaphone at your service during working hours. I have no use for some pretty boy. I mean, it's been a long journey and I am tired. I will wait at the hotel until the arrangements for the exchange ceremony are made. As for visiting the first temple rebuilding site, I will leave the opportunity to Her Excellency the Ambassador. She is a museologist, full of energy. I'm sure she'll be very interested. I see. I will have Hekademos speak to Ambassador Medjehtiqedti directly. Oh, is that Titi? Oh, he's talking about Titi. Okay. I look forward to what pleasant surprise you have to offer, Estinamos. But I hope I don't learn you are stalling for time or hiding some ulterior motive. I can simply say the same to you, Kyoros Benui. Look out the window. The morning mist on the Delphi Canal is just beginning to dissipate. This peace wasn't easy to win. I hope we can all be honest with each other. What a shame that I didn't have the opportunity to see Kiara Mashire today. Young and promising, yet mercurial. What is she like? Wait, who? Kyria. Ugh. Oh, poor Elise. You really just put one foot on the boat. Look at you. Oh no, she gets seasick. It's tipping. It's a boat. It's supposed to do that. Didn't you see you signed up for the yacht club when you studied in Max DC? I was too busy with my studies. Most of my time was spent either in the restoration room or at the archaeological sites. I only ended up going there twice. So you're from Colombia. I had thought by your garb that you were Master Xanthos. What? She's boat sick. A rare occurrence. I'm not. My legs are just tired from all the walking and buckled a little. What do we do? Take the luggage to the boat. I'll go and get something. Take her to the cabin. The waves are not strong today and the boat should sail steady. But if we cannot treat those with good intentions kindly. We'll go to the main crossing once we've delivered her, to see that Sargonian ambassador. Can't let the Asinomos' head rub to waste, can we? I'll come with you, Master Xanthos. I must keep an eye on you. Bring the passenger's luggage first. They weren't listening to me. You're missing the point. They've got a vendetta against you. It's not too late to switch your nationality to Colombian. Don't. Please be careful. This is very important. Hey, you. Forget it. Let's get on the boat. It's really heavy. What is it? It's movie figurines from Rancor that we were planning to sell here. We even got ones from the latest hit, Lady Dupont. But there are no cinemas in Athenius. That's the point. You want to sell shoes, you do it in a country where everybody is barefoot. Did you say the Delphi Canal would treat those with good intentions kindly, Master Ferryman? The source of the Delphi River is on Mount Hinoi, flowing through the plains to the Minoan Mountains, past the former sites of Athenius and Corinthia from before they became nomadic cities. It helped our warriors fend off the iron hooves of the Sarconian raiders. It has been turned into a canal now, but it continues to nurture singers and debaters, and the culture of Minos. Yes, the Delphi Canal would treat those with good intentions kindly. Except Sargonians. Perhaps there are Sargonians who understand and love Minoan culture. The last Sargonian who introduced herself with those words was a sister of the Shahanshaha, Mala, Queen of the Far Shore. She burned every Minoan city but the three Peleas to the ground, closed the temples, banned the plays, imported Sargonians, and assimilated Minoan culture in every way possible. Damn. She brought the darkest age upon our country. She showed her understanding and love by bleeding the heroic blood of the Minoans dry. Is this ambassador from far away another shameless noble who seeks to be the next queen of the far shore by trampling Minos underfoot? Listen. Hey, is it tipping again? Oh no. Ugh. Whoa. Ugh. Help. Never mind all that. Have an apple. It'll settle your stomach. So you had gone to get an apple. Thanks. Keep your eyes closed and look at the water. You'll feel better that way. I'll be fine. I want to see it. Kneeling against the side of the boat, Titi forces her eyes open. The sun is hanging high above. The morning mist of the Delphic Canal's in autumn has completely dissipated, and the last cool touch of the wind brushes against her cheeks. I know the blade of vengeance and the decapitation of the conqueror are core themes of Minoan drama. But I've seen more thought-provoking expressions as well. I will see each and every more clearly with my own eyes. I came to Athenius to what? Look there. Even though I feel like I'm gonna throw up all my internal organs, I still... This river and this city, they're so beautiful. I think I'll love this place. I am honored to hear you say as much. We're here. I wish you a joyful and safe trip in Minos. Wow, all that was just the beginning cutscene. That was a long intro. Not that I mind. Alright. When in Minos, baby. When in Minos, do as the Minoans do. Operating skill SP cost increased. Oh, what? Once can healed will not connect the box to the full. SP quickly and prepare to make real calls. Alright, let's see the stage mechanics. AIDS panas! Welcome to Athenius, the city welcomes one and all, no matter where you hail from. Minoans love theater and can often be found reenacting heroic epic on the streets. Their passion may run a little hot, but you're always welcome to join in with the fun. Do I have to join in too? Oh my god, look at the expression on that. I don't know what to do. I seem to need more SP to cast my skill too. Maybe you're too reserved, so you're still straight to the street theater. Well, try filling this flower fountain with water and immerse yourself in the fragrance. Do heals activate the waterways and refill the fountain pools? What a splendid design. Let me try. Oh, interesting. When the water level is over half the pool's capacity, excess water will flow to adjacent pools with lower water levels. Heating aside, you can also have the opportunity to fill up the fountain pools. But they're busy enough as is, so if you wish for their help, you have to be smart about it. Smart about it. Oh, okay, you kill them next to the thing. Oh, whoa. If the connected fountains pools are full, adjacent tiles will be affected by flower fragrance. Minos on these tiles will be immersed in the street place, and the status lasts for a short while, even after leaving the connected tiles. Enemies in this immersed state will have reduced hit rate and movement speed, and some enemies will suffer extra special effects. Meanwhile, operators in the immersed state will gain increased SP recovery, so be sure to enjoy Minoan perfumes and epics together. Ah, man, I'm so happy. We've got a rattle here. How satisfying. How is that stone pillar capital really flying? Huh? Oh, so you're fully immersed in Athenius' fragrances. Once the meter on the lower left of an operator is full. Oh yeah, there's an icon there. Illusions will appear, and only immersed operators can attack them. Don't worry, they're just mirages. However, not. And you should be safe from harm. Hero's Call. Ooh, can those take life points away? How do I attack it? Oh wait, let me do this.
英雄たちよ、この揺るぎなき信念をたたえ、我らに組みせよ。目を覚ましてください。失点にだ。
Come on.
お望みの魔一種必殺。異常なし。震え上がれ。真の勇敢さを前に。そうだ。
Now we have to attack it. Oh, okay.
喜ばしい勝利ですわ。外貨を歌い上げましょう。ドクター、先ほどの私の勇姿をご覧いただけまして。
I mean, what? Working hours. The temple is nearing completion. The priests are always busy while mourning linger in old dreams. Okay. We're making that Minos squad. The non-existent Minos squad, okay. Palace. TT, easy additions. Mariana's still getting mastery, but we'll use her anyways.
勝利を守りし英雄たちよ、その祝福を賜らんこと。
Who else is Minos? Tedroka. Vulcan. The weird angel chick. What's your mod even do? Oh, actually reduces your redeployment time. Who else? Dorado. I think that's it. Let me be sure. Yeah, that's it. Croissant's technically Minos born, but I don't probably throw in a random healer here just to fill up the things. Monster's fine.
必要になれば君たちはより馴染み深い私を目にするだ。ドクターの指揮に従います。
Whoa. You're a chiseled man. Or you're depressed. I'm dreaming about the gorillas again, Cassandra. Whoa. Oh, her design is awesome. It looks like a Chuzenji character. This is the third time you've come to the Endymion Temple to ask for a dream reading, Megas. You still dream of that night 7 years ago? Yes. We hid in the forest on that dark night. The Sargonians surrounded the wood, hunting for us. We could not make a sound, let alone risk a light. We had to disassemble our weapons in pitch darkness. Screws, springs, originium components. I tied the parts of my arts units to my clothes and shoes, disguised as accessories. The fear had me so cold that I did not notice when an originium component had cut my palm open. I thought the white stuff was sweat. When the sun rose, we walked past the Sargonians, disguised as lumberjacks from our nearby village, about a dozen in total. We waited everything they saw through our disguise. They sized us up. For a moment there, I thought the game was up. In my panic, I tipped over a tree root and plunged into the mud, face first. Sargonian laughed and rapped on my shoulder with the hilt of his sword, disdainfully. But I was happy. I knew we were safe. I keep dreaming about it. Do you think... You want to know if it's a divine revelation? Last year, I saw my own eyes. Last year, I saw with my own eyes how the heroes spoke their will through you on the Agora. You are the speaker of the heroes of Minos, and the only priest in Athenias who can tell a divine revelation from a normal dream. Oh, she's one of the priests. Okay. The speaker of heroes. If the gods will that I take up arms again, then I will, no matter how much I fear. Please sit down. Your legs are trembling and your face is pale. Golden apple. Her design is awesome. The heroes of Minos will not force their children back into a nightmare when they have already seen far too much of the horrors of war. You mean... I think you have misinterpreted the revelation. Wisdom and courage shined upon you and your friends in the place of the twin moons with close their eyes, and delivered you in the morn, just as you woke up from a dream to greet the beautiful Athenian dawn. The virtues of the heroes should be praised, but the pain that has lingered for 7 years has blinded you to the beautiful fruit that has ripened on the branches of fate. Pick it, for it is the heroes' blessing upon you. A blessing on an ordinary Minoan like me. Our gods and heroes were once ordinary Minoans. Thank you, Cassandra. I'm beginning to understand. Oh, hello. Acolyte? I've come to relieve you, Cassandra. You're very doodled art. It's already time. So many visitors to the temple today. You have so much on your plate. Not just with visitors to Endymion Temple, but also acting on behalf of the head of priests of the Carisia's first temple in administrative duties while the position remains vacant. Oh, okay. Acting on behalf of the head priest of Carisia's first temple and administrative duties while the position remains vacant. There's no need to worry about me, Folia. It is my calling to interpret revelation and speak on behalf of the gods. So you should know better than I do that the man's dream was mundane, not a divine revelation. To use more Colombian words. He may have post-traumatic stress disorder, I know. Why didn't you tell him? The right revelation should be an honor for any Minoan, but there were only shame and fear in his eyes. He wants to receive guidance from the gods, but he fears that the nightmare is truly a revelation that he cannot refuse. If he believes in my interpretation more than he believes in himself, then I have a responsibility to make his life a little easier, if nothing else. I'll prepare some herbal tea with a soothing effect for him, and ask a doctor to follow up. You have the afternoon off, don't you? You should stop spending it on the temple and focus on yourself. Thank you, Folia. You take so much weight off my shoulders. I'm so very sorry, Hecademos. I dozed off as soon as I reached the hotel. I didn't realize I would make you wait for a full 3 hours. There's no need to worry, Kyria Mashire. Waiting is part of the job for the Astinamos Grammatus. You still look weak. Are you sure you want to visit the first temple right now? You can rest a little longer. Yes, I'm sure. If anything would bring me back to full strength right now, it's Carisia's first temple. I understand the original site of the temple was where Carisera, the founding hero of Minos, first received divine revelation in the mountains. The first temple that she built there became the genesis of Minos. When Sargon invaded Minos, they rebuilt the three great poleas as nomadic cities. But Cariciera's war-torn first temple remained where it was. Now, after a century, Athenians is rebuilding this temple, giving me the opportunity to see the historical building in its original form. This is incredibly exciting. Fang. You are surprisingly well versed in Minoan history, and surprisingly honest. Unfortunately, the original plans of the first temple have been lost, and this cannot be perfectly recreated. However, there's quite a bit of classical tradition in the way that they're building the temple. What do you mean? To revive the Minoan spirit, we must emulate the heroes who built Athenias, and build the temple of our own accord. Before the referendum took place, these words by the original proponent moved everyone's hearts, and the vote on rebuilding the temple passed almost unanimously. No engineering blueprint, no staffing. Cariciera's first temple shall be built through the passion of the Minoan people and the veneration of the heroes that flows in their veins. Wow. A living example of the Minoan spontaneousness has driven so much artistic achievement. Thank you. I hope it's completed soon. Rebuilding in the classical style. How interesting. The proponent of the rebuilding must be an ambitious hero beloved by the people. How can I describe that forte, lady? I gotta remember that it's fort and it's not forte. And I only learned that because of Enfield. In my mind, I was always calling this forte, but apparently it's fort. You don't pronounce the E. Why is it taking so much time to think? Did you ask a question you shouldn't have? Even if I did, I'm sure Hikadomos won't mind. He looks so nice after all. Maybe he's choosing his words carefully, with a Minoan love of poetry. Give me 3 seconds, Kiara Bashire. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Alright. You thought of the answer? No, it's not 5 o'clock and my shift is over. Huh? I'll answer your question tomorrow, when I'm back at work. Enjoy your visit. But we aren't even at the first temple yet. See those scaffolds? The streets and stone throws from the main entrance to the temple. I'm sure you can find your own way. Wait. Now if you excuse me, I have a drinking engagement with a friend. He'll kill me if I'm late. Goodbye. Extra punctual. Probably get along with Orchid. No, Earth Spirit. You know, I was worried that Asinomos' grammar too would just take me around to see the Monday tourist sites, leaving with nothing to talk about when we get back. You've got a way of smoothing things over for people. You know that? Or smoothing things over for people. If you ask me, I think the differential looking Liberty kid just enjoyed a 3-hour break. Oh, that was Liberty? Well, no need to complain. There's plenty of time. Let's check out the surrounding area. This is the land of heroes after all. Maybe we'll walk out the door and straight into the heroic epic. I knew it. You came looking for adventure. Rats. I came to you when I left the Grand Bazaar because I wanted to sugar mommy with money. Little did I know you were such a troublemaker. Hey, wait for me. Hey, that means she's rich. Oh yeah, I guess he does have a bit of feather action going on. Really hard to tell though. Caught you. Keep your distance. That's the way to treat your old preschool classmate. I remember we were much more passionate back then when we participated in debate competition at Theros Temple. Quiet down already, loudmouth. Looks like you know what I've come to debate you. or that I've come to debate you? Don't worry, if you lose, I'll sing your defeat through a megaphone in standard hexameter. Besides, you're the one who gave me the nickname Blaring Megaphone. In return, I called you a looking rock, Blaring Megaphone. So that the two great Athenian debaters are here. We're saved. Come with me. The apple farmers are making a scene in the temple, saying that the construction workers are delaying the quarrying to ruin this year's harvest by keeping the apples from sunlight. What about Palace? People may have chosen to build a temple of their own accord, but she was the initial proponent. Why don't you talk to her to resolve your disputes? Palace? Palace has been crazy busy lately. No one's seen her since last night. Maybe someone else needed her. When people heard about it, they were all excited to emulate the heroes in building the temple, doing as much or as little work anyone had time for. Who could have thought that things would get so chaotic, even delaying the city's move to sunnier climes? Please, find us a solution through debate. Or at least find us a loser. I guess the two of us in the room naturally drives people to think of a debate. That's why I said, keep your distance and keep quiet. How was I supposed to know? Just because you're smart doesn't mean you should skip the explanation and go straight to the conclusion. Actually, no, that's not right. I did come to debate you. Everything works out. I'm busy. Always the same excuse after all these years. How unfair did you win that debate championship with such a bland tongue? Thank you. You will muddle your way out of this. For years, you've been running before I could finish the word debate. Don't forget that there's still a competition we haven't settled. Come on, who are you arguing for? The fruit farmers or the temple workers? You know me long enough to know that I don't lie. I'm going to the new Orypathy clinic to get medicine. Can you move? What? Orypathy medicine? Didn't he pick up some last Wednesday? Is he getting worse? I need to find out. Oh, damn, it's been so long. But I remember from the little story event the palace had back in, I think, Cornelius' event, and from her files. I mean, it's been a long time since I read her files. It mentioned something about Minos being really what's that word? Discriminative of Orypathy. At least in priests. That was the reason she ran away. Or something like that. Or did she run away from her own accord? Fuck. I might have to reread. Hey, don't go. The fruit farmers and our guys are about to come to blows. Who's gonna solve our problem? We can't just pull some random soul off the street. Look, Mio, so many people here in the temple. Looks like the Athenians are really excited to rebuild it. I feel like joining in myself. Excuse me, sir. Are you looking for someone to help? Yeah, because I know Palace was really distraught over her Orypathy. Like, that was one of the reasons she left Minos.
次に振り返るのは勝利を携えて帰還する時です。
Okay.
焦らないことが大事よ。
That will die.
接敵、即戦即決する。安心して任せて。ここにひざまずくのです。
Wow, you can really feel the attack speed increase from TT's talent. I played with Pilot so much that I kind of like know her tempo of her hits, so I can really notice the attack speed difference. Because melee if range attack misses, they can miss. I need to upgrade her module too, but she needs more trust. Are you moving or not? No. Are you moving or not? No. What a passionate debate. I can feel the heroic blood in their voices. But they're not actually saying anything. They're just yelling at the top of their lungs. I don't even know what they're saying. The dispute over Athena's route has been brewing between the fruit farmers and the temple builders for ages. Embarrassing, really. To make a random tourist off the street try to solve a dispute. Heck, even I couldn't tell half of what they're saying. Oh my god, look at those smug ass look. You said you wanted to know what they're saying. Stop looking for trouble, TT. This random tourist off the street has an idea. He'll just wander in there. Things will get rough. Oh, that cat face he has. The craftsmen read by the militiamen arguing on behalf of the fruit farmers are not budging in the slightest. Their faces red with anger. They failed to notice the pair of pointy black ears poking up from beneath the stone table. The tiny feline girl leaps out and grabs her hands with a grin, bringing them together in a handshake. Caught off guard, the two reps lose their balance and topple onto the stone table, staring at the jolly intruder. Hey, you brought this girl to the temple. This is no place for children. See, you're so unreasonable. Even an outlander is embarrassed. You're a disgrace to Athenians. Stop adding fuel to the fire. Listen, girl, this is Minoan business. We need some foreigner telling us how to make up. Who said anything about making up? What? The only way to solve a problem is to face it directly. How long do you think the peace would last, even if you made up here and now? Besides, when in Minos, do as the Minoans do. The heroic epics and fantastical stories of Minos are full of ancient wisdom. You don't even need to tell you how to solve your problems. They say the mere mention of Heracles, the greatest Minoan warrior, sent enemies fleeing in terror. But he never raised a hand against his fellow Minoans. If someone insulted him, he would challenge them to arm wrestling. Settle it with a contest of strength, eh? Sounds good. Spare us a sore throat. I'm not done yet. There's another legend about a silent hero who was once a bold and passionate youth, surrounded by flowers and adoration. As fate would have it, he learned a forbidden secret, knowledge that no one should possess, so he kept silent for 30 years. Wait, you know the legend of Heracles? But who's this silent hero? Did you just make him up on the spot? Oh, it's a Minoan tale that my father used to tell me. It's a rather obscure, but it's a really good parable. Anyway, I propose that you follow in the footsteps of ancient Minoans and settle this with an arm wrestling match. But with one extra condition. You only get to talk if you win, no matter how pissed you might be. Never heard that rule before. Are you poor with words or weak of limb? Enough talk, let's do this. Alright, the inaugural first Temple Arm Wrestling Tournament is on. Ready, set, go. Gotta have that farmer strength. Well, well, well. The militiaman looks lean, but he's got skill, and he takes round one when the big guy loses focus for a second. You... Shut it. Losers don't get to talk. Oh, this is the fruit farmer? I thought this was gonna be the fruit farmer. Okay. Looks like they have battle here. New apples can't get out with all the stone piled up at the crossing. The workers are all in the mountain's shadow, and the apples that haven't ripened yet don't get any sun. The whole harvest going to the dumps at this rate. 1-0, round 2. Hey, I was supposed to say for nothing. Looks like calling marble is good exercise. We can't move the stone until the apples are out of the way. Besides, the building of the first temple was inspired by the Minoan heroes. Who's gonna take responsibility of the works delayed? You? 1-0. Next. Apple harvesting and hauling stone. I see. Minoans sure are fun to watch. But these will get less interesting when they start getting tired. Hey, why did they stop? They've realized the arm wrestling isn't about determining a victor, but giving them an opportunity to hear each other out. When you're angry, your ears stop working, and even simple things become complicated, much less long-standing disputes. You're more thoughtful than you look. But how do you solve the core problem now that you've got an emotion out of the way? Looks like a draw. Young lady, call me TT. It's not like we screwed the fruit farmers on purpose, TT. We've got a lot of lands in the rebuilding, a lot of hands. But they only quarry stone when they please, where they please. I brought 15 tons of marble down the mountain by myself yesterday, and it's still far from enough. Look, we understand, but the apples don't care. Increasing quarrying efficiency while getting enough sun for the apples. Why do we meet in the middle then? What do you mean? Just remove the peaks that's blocking the sunlight. Some middle. That's the craziest thing I've heard. Well, I've ever heard. It is intriguing though. Out of personal curiosity, I studied the urban planning and natural environment of Athenians on my way here. The peak that's in the way of the sunlight is only a secondary peak, with soft soil at the top and a large marble layer underneath. It will make an excellent quarry. You mean we could get sunlight to the workers by leveling the peak, without having to change the city's route? Is that even possible? The fruit farmers must join the quarriers. Adding more hands is the quickest way to increase efficiency. We'll also need to get the craftsmen scattered across the mountains together. If you can carry 15 tons of marble a day all by yourself, then leveling the peak is not impossible. The rebuilding of the temple was a collective decision of the citizens of Athenius. We certainly won't complain if we can solve the sunlight problem at the same time. I'll go talk to the farmers. Well, that's that settled. Problem solved. All thanks to you, TT. Don't mention it. It looks amazing, even in its incomplete state. Now I'm even more curious about the one running this project. Speaking of which, we solve a problem. What is it? The original proponent of the first temple project, Palace, went missing last night. Interesting. So Palace was the one who brought this up. Okay. So that Forte lady, the fucking other guy was talking about, he was trying to describe her. I'm just curious. What made her come back? I mean, I know she was always homesick, because Palace loves Minos. Obviously, it's her home. But what made her come back despite her oropathy? Because I know she was self-conscious about it. And how many people know about it? And what are the reactions to it now? Because it has been a few years. Our joy was for the both of us. But now eternal peace is yours alone. The breeze of the mountains of Heria and the rivers of the Agnes Plains shall shine in your eyes no more. Neither shall my heart know the tranquility of night and the leisure of day again. It's been 7 years, Ithakos, old friend. The tall warrior places the cyclamen flowers before the white grave marker. His movements are light and gentle, but several white petals still fall upon the ground. You're late. I'm simply passing through. I'm on my way to a bird and beast ranch with a view. You can find all the excuses you want, but you know you can't let it go. Neither can I. You haven't once visited the Endymion Temple in your 5 years in Athenius. The first and last time you came was when you brought Ithakos' body, Ithakos' bloody chiton. I'm not sure what that is. What's a chiton? I don't even know if that's how you say it. It might be chiton. Oh, it's the Greek word. Okay. Actually, did not know that. And it's pronounced chitin. Okay. I was butchering that big time. I don't need the guidance of the heroes. But you continue to dream the same dream. You blame yourself for sending Ithakos across the river to the battle where he died. The river runs only in my dreams now, since the Sargonians built a dam upstream. It brought the melting snow from Heria's peaks to my homeland, and it brought him. Ithakos was one of the few true friends that I had, one who was never concerned for who I am or what I can do. His family was tormented by the fires of war, and his father lived most of his life as a broken man, but he would not accept the same fate. His eyes were bright and eager when he received divine revelation. Whatever the outcome, he found a friend and a brother in you. Did he ever visit you in your dreams, tell you not to mourn him anymore? It's your place to interpret dreams, and mine to mourn and remember. I will soothe my rage in my own way. The war is over. Sargon has signed a non-aggression pact with us, and this visit by the Sargonian mission is a symbol of our new relationship. I know that. Lydia made a point to put me in my place. The first Asinomos in Athenian history elected by popular vote, empowered to handle diplomatic matters and certain public issues independent of the council and the priests. She's caused you a fair share of trouble, hasn't she? Endymion Temple has not been affected yet, but some fringe clerics and the roles of their temples are being marginalized. Besides, Caraceria's first temple is nearing completion. There should be a ceremonial play organized by the priest to call the spirit of Carecia into the temple and grant Minos protection. Now, the play is being organized by the Asinomos office. Wait. Now the play is being organized by the Asinomos' office, yeah. The Asinomos purported to assent when I discussed this matter with her a few days ago, but she was evasive when it came to the program we chose. To her, the priests and their ceremonies are just props to promote Minoan tourism. Your insistence on using canonized classical drama will only be seen as an act of aggression by the priesthood. I understand that reform is inevitable, but some things will not and cannot change. Lydia's little power plays on the administrative side are none of my business, but I won't stand idly by if the Sargonian visitors have ill intent. I'm no hero. I'm just an ordinary infected. Not only the guidance of divine revelation, but I still dream. If I tell you that I dreamt of a river running red with blood, as Isakos did 9 years ago, how would you interpret it? Xanthos. Excuse me. I have work to do at the crossing, and an apprentice waiting for me. You're really too kind, Titi. Not only did you solve our dispute with the fruit farmers, you're also helping us look for Palace. It's nothing. Besides, I want to meet the one who came up with the temple project face to face. This Palace was last seen at the crossing. Yes, she was sitting on the docks, drinking and muttering in the direction of the distant Mount Himnoi. Dude, I've been waiting so long to see Palace in an actual event. Holy shit. And I knew once we get Minos, Palace was finally gonna become relevant. I knew. It's just the wait was really long. I had to be patient for this one. She's helped us with so many things since the rebuilding of the temple began. Although she doesn't hold any position in the temples of Athenius, and Cassandra from Endymion Temple is the one in charge of the responsibilities that are above board. Palace was the one who took care of everything behind the scenes, from the division of labor to procurement of soothing things over with the right people. I see. It's certainly concerning that someone so reliable will go missing all of a sudden. Ah, well, it's not the first time. Almost forgot to ask, what did she look like? A small forte lady. Always seems like she's half asleep. She wears a little flower on her head. She wears a little flower? Half asleep. A little flower. The kind with 2 leaves. And petals so red you can't see the wrinkles? Yes, how did you know? Does it look like that? The craftsman turns in the direction that Titi is pointing to see a small red flower swinging gently in the pile of apples. Yes, it does. But that's one of the apples farmers' crates, isn't it? What's a flower doing there? Wait, there's something inside. Duck. It's Palace. What is she doing there? Oh man, it's so good. I like that. I'll take a screenshot of that. It's Paras. It is as though the crate has just woken up, sending ripe apples pouring across the docks, falling into the clear waters of the Delphi Canal. A fort slides out from the bed of fruit, rubbing her eyes at the sudden influx of bright sunlight. What's she doing in the apples? Palace. Guys, no need for the boat. We found Palace. Oh man, I'm so happy for Palace content, man. This is Palace, the people's hero, the proponent and reliable supervisor of the rebuilding plan. She's not quite what I imagined. Titi approaches the young woman on the ground curiously. She examines the horns for signs of battle, trying to determine her weapon's construction, whether it is able to support unique Originium arts. She even has the urge to reach for the mysterious little flower, to see if it is a boon for the Minoan heroes. But Titi senses nothing unusual, except the sweet scent of apples. The young woman seems to have woken up. Titi leans in to hear what she's muttering. Mount Himnoi. The western peak. Level it to the sunlight. Or to let the sunlight. Tell the farmers and workers what's missing. Yes, apple cider should be shared. Leveling the peak to solve the sunlight problem. So she came to the same conclusion I did. She's thinking about rebuilding the temple, even in her sleep. Who says a hero has to be big and brawny? How could I forget that I'm in Minos, not Sargon? Palace, my beloved. Oh, that's a new face. Who are you? We met at last Palace, first proponent of the rebuilding Heresia's first temple. I'm at Medjehtiqedti here, ambassador for Sargon. Medj. My friends call me Titi.
ドクター君の俯瞰力、ちょっと学ばせてもらいたくなっちゃった。プレゼントでお礼をするから、戻ったら少し教えてくれないかしら。以前にもまして、
Destined end. Well, that's to stop at some point, even on the path to that end. But sometimes we do not even realize that we appreciate the end. Minos, Palace, all is good. You got the workers and farmers to calm down by having them arm wrestle as Heresias did. I don't know how to pronounce that. Heresias? You are a clever one, Titi. She has some new sprites, I think. Face sprites. We already found the solution last night. You just fell asleep in the pile of apples due to exhaustion. Shame about the apple cider. You're planning to treat the workers and farmers and get them to work together after they got a little tipsy, weren't you? Correct. But it's being put to good use to treat an honored guest. No better medicine for boat sickness. If you're still feeling it. Yamas. Always drinking. Yamas. Oh, so sweet. This is good. Please, tell me honestly, even though we had the same idea, was it perhaps inappropriate for me to interfere with the rebuilding of the first temple? Because you're the Sargonian ambassador. Because Sargon was... Just answer this question, Titi. Do you think the White Mane King's conquest of Minos was necessary? No. Even though it distracted Sargonians from internal strife. The Empire needs to solve its own issues. Blaming it on innocent neighbors is a sign of incompetence. Although, I probably wouldn't be so frank, like in Sargon. Oh, let's smile. Fine words, fine words. Have another drink. Yamas. She definitely has new face sprites. She didn't have these before. I didn't think a woman so carefree and whimsical would be so poignant when discussing history. As long as your answer comes from the heart and not concerned for your own safety, I think we'll become very good friends. Priestess Palace. Is this how you address a friend? Then, just Palace. I believe one must not forget oneself, no matter where one goes. Pepe, a friend of mine back in Sargon, says my train of thought is all over this place. I have no common sense, but that's another matter entirely. One thing I do wonder is if Palace is her actual name. Because, I mean, she uses that as a codename in Rose Island, right? But, I mean, some operators do that. They just use her name as her codename. Which might be the case for her. It's just, it's never been hard confirmed whether that's her real name or she just uses it as a codename. It might be her real name, though. I read this right. Yes, we're trying to talk all over the place. They have no common sense, but that's another matter entirely. Looks like the Sargon Pardishas made a wise choice in picking you to lead the mission. Don't worry. The workers and farmers are very fond of you. We know a bad egg when we see one, and we don't hate all Sargonians. Besides, at a time like this, simply participating in the rebuilding of the first temple is hardly crossing any lines, as long as it helps solve problems. What do you mean? Look at the pillars, reliefs, and decorations inside the temple. Most of the details are unfinished. The amphitheater outside? There's no slab with the audience seats, so anyone behind the third row can't see what's going on in the center. And the Caraceria statue that's supposed to be in the middle of the theater is still being polished by its perfectionist sculptor. That's a huge-ass problem. No need to weigh your words. It's not like we're writing poetry. Everyone knows that our progress has been way behind schedule. Have another drink. Opa. Now, there's no hard and fast deadline. Things will get done eventually. Even if the pursuit of perfection keeps delaying things. But a lot of people will be affected if the delays continue. The orchid harvest. Yes, arm wrestling and cider might not solve things next time. Speaking of cider, you're going through it quickly. Want another cup? Please, I do have a question though. What is it? You help the craftsmen solve their problems, and they rely on you. But you don't look concerned at all, even though you're supposed to be the project supervisor. Huh? No, I wasn't ever the supervisor. Say what now? The old tradition only calls for a priest, in this case, Cassandra, to give the go-ahead. There's no supervisor for the project itself. It's not a job for an idle drunk like me. However, you look like a reasonable gal, and you catch on quick. What did you say? I was distracted. No, nothing. You went through a whole bottle already. You sure can hold your drink. My brew's pretty strong, you know. Something's not right. Didn't you say the cider will help with my boat sickness? I only seem to be getting dizzier and dizzier. Or you can get drunk. Hey, booze dizziness beats water dizziness, right? Drink it till you pass out, and everything will be fine when you wake up the next morning, including a bit of boat sickness. What? Oh, hey, it's Lena. I'm sorry, father, mother. I've been infected with erypathy. Your line of work will never let an infected take over, so now I'm free to do what I want, right? I know I can't stay at home any longer. I'll move out as soon as I can. Don't worry about me. I'll be able to care for myself now. I don't need any trouble with my family. Disturb my family for anything. But if it's alright, will you leave my flower garden where it is? They're just plants. Erypathy won't taint them. I think this was in her op record, if I'm not mistaken. Please, let me say goodbye. And now Lena's back home. It's been a long time since I last came back to Athenius. Did I forget the way? The public garden west of the Agora. I should be in the right place. Where's Cassandra? Did you think a member of the Athenian council would meet privately with a Rose Islander in a public place? Lydia. Looks like you've been away for so long that you've forgotten how things work here. Lydia, it was you who wanted to see me. I heard you're the Asinomos of Athenians now. I wanted to catch up with you sometime, but setting up the Rose Island branch office took so much time. I know. You've done a lot of things for the infected in the 2 months that you've been back in Athenians. You could hardly have found the time to come home. I don't plan on going home, Lydia. Don't worry. You wouldn't run into those vain relatives, even if you went back to the estate. What is it? 2 years ago, the Athopoulou family declared bankruptcy and quit the herb business. The remaining family members have since moved out of Athenians. Oh, really? I see. Looks like you really don't care anymore. There isn't much worth remembering about the place, other than my garden. Your mother used to bring you to play with me in the garden. You came to our house after she passed away. I told you about plants and their fragrances. You showed little interest, but you planted the blue Boronius with me together, just like the ones here. You've really forgotten. Wait, don't tell me this public garden. This is the flower bed where you studied and planted medicinal herbs. Your parents sold the land to the Athenian government to pay off the debts. Soon after I became Asinomos. Did you think they would protect it? Honor the request of the daughter they exiled. You've changed, Lydia. So have you. Visiting the infected, contacting the healing priest, and even reaching out to Cassandra to make sure the veneration of traditional heroism by the infected will not get in the way of their treatment. Ah, so there's been some stuff behind the scenes with the infected and all that. Probably part and due to Rose Island. Make sure the veneration of traditional heroism by the infected will not get in the way of the treatment. Handling procedure used to be your great weakness. Now you learn to circumvent the parts of city administration where the power structure is yet unclear, and go over the head of the new Asinomos. I see. You didn't come to reminisce about old times. You want to prevent me from talking to the priests. To take the authority to establish and maintain an effective medical system from the Athenian council given to the Asinomos. You picked up on that fast. It wouldn't be the first time Rose Island has dealt with a power-hungry official. What Rose Island does in an unofficial capacity is none of my business. Be it making visits or distributing medicine, you're already doing it, without communication with the Asinomos. But you know that changes are coming to Minos, be it the rebuilding of the first temple, the visit of the Sargonian mission, or the establishment of an oropathy treatment system. The legends of the Minoan heroes are in our blood, but the same traditions have also brought about convoluted governance, inefficient systems, and backwards thinking. You know that better than anyone else. I want to say you can do whatever you want, as long as an oropathy treatment system is established, and my patients get what they need. But you're the only one in the family I still care about. You're my sister, and I don't want you to put yourself in danger. So, she must be adopted. Your mother used to bring you to play with me in the garden. You came to our house after she passed away. Okay, adopted sister. Huh. Looks like our dear ambassador actually did go strolling off to visit the temple construction site. All's well, I suppose. Should be a fine distraction while I dig into this Astronomos background. Is the ceremony really delayed, or is she intentionally stalling? If she shows us any disrespect, make the preparations. We're going to the Astronomos' office. Oh, whoa. Straight tourist. Oh, look at that. She has an oropathy band. So, potentially future Minos operator. Hell yeah, dude! I can't wait to build. I could build a full-on Minos squad. Cause right now it's chopped. You know, Minos has a global Minos buff, but yeah, the Minos operators aren't so good. And I guess there's TT now too. What? Who's this girl? Guards. Beg your pardon, Your Excellency. This is my traveling companion. We hail from Corinthia and Lacedaemon, invited to attend the ceremony as guests. She's passionate about Sargonian culture and insisted on catching a glimpse of the ambassador upon hearing that the mission is lodging here. I couldn't stop her. Because, you know, like, Badarano has a full-on thing going on. Cashmere's. So, I want to see that with Minos, too. The ambassador. You have sharp eyes. You were invited to attend, though. I haven't heard anything from the Asinomos. I understand that the venue of the exchange ceremony has not been confirmed. I should have babbled then. Perhaps Lydia intended it to be a surprise. I am Periandros, priest of Corinia. I said that super Spanish. We learned about the diplomatic mission to Athenia 6 months ago. 6 months? That long ago? Yes, the climate of Sargon is very different from that of Minos. Lydia asked me to procure Sargonian-made goods from Corinia in order to make you and the rest of the delegation feel at home. I hope you're enjoying your accommodations. So this was your handiwork. Lydia has devoted tremendous time and effort to ensuring that the ceremony is a success. Unfortunately, some of the fabric meant for the costumes for the play have yet to make their way to Hieria Cassandra, resulting in a significant delay. Did she mention anything? A play. The Asinomos did mention that plays are a part of every important occasion. But who is this Hieria Cassandra? I thought this matter was entirely managed by the Asinomos' office. It all makes sense now. I almost misunderstood what she meant. No wonder she left specific instructions not to use the traditional fabric for classical plays. I'm so grateful for the heads up. The cotton used for this event is a hybrid of Sargonian and Minoan species. They make a smooth and strong cloth that signifies a lasting peace between our two nations. That's what Lydia insisted on waiting. I see. So this is the reason she delayed the ceremony. Delayed? I'm so sorry about that. I really apologize for the trouble. I hope you will not take Lydia's best intentions the wrong way. Very well. It will be impolite to rush her, if she has taken the ceremony so seriously. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. You're too kind. Please, make yourselves at home for a few days while preparations are for the ceremonies. Continue. She's small. Don't look at me like that. I came with you when you made 3 rounds of the food stalls in the morning. Only fair that you should come with me here. How much of what you said was actually true? She's cool horns. The Sargonian delegation has entered the city, and the Asinomos invited us to attend the ceremony, but she didn't tell us anything about her arrangements. What choice do I have but to figure this out on my own? I assuaged his concerns for her, didn't I? The merchants of Corinia will not be famous throughout Terra if profit were the only thing on their minds. Now, it's not polite to say that out loud. And me too. Ooh, these questions are pretty long. I like it.
チームの状況にはいつでも目を光らせてますので安心してください。ゆっくりね。安心して任せて。安心して任せて。逃げ道など必要ありません。来い。
Wait, I just realized. Huh. TT actually gets Palace's vigor buff. Interesting. Oh lord, he running. I don't read the description. Do I have to heal this down here? Probably.
深呼吸して。香りの分子が体を巡っていくのを感じて。ずいぶん慎重なのね、ドクター君。震え上がる真の勇敢
Oh, the
さを
HP
前に
loss is setting that up.
兵隊を変更中。通信に接続した。ドクター、指示を。美しい。泣き叫べ。その脆い信念のもとで。
Say, oh, it was a checkup. No issues with the respiratory tract or vocal cords. The crystals in the lungs have not spread. Meaning that when you came to Rhodes Island office a few days ago and I stared blankly at our medics. It wasn't because your condition prevented you from speaking. Looks like I didn't have to come personally. Smug as look. You've done a lot for the infected of Athenius. And Rose Island's medicine is far more effective than what we had before. We all appreciate what you've done. I won't take up any more of your time. A checkup alone isn't enough. Minoan policies are relatively lenient when it comes to the affected. With the exception of certain occupations, like the priesthood. Ah. The everyday lives of the infected are usually not significantly affected. Okay. Okay. This is what I was wondering. Because Pallas was in the priesthood. Though, I wonder if they technically still consider her one. Many people still believe that Ripathy saps the Minoan heroic spirit though. That's why many patients are different by your treatment, and even try to hide their conditions. Hold on, I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. Okay, we are back. Sure, which is good. All right. Where was I? Just getting infected. Many people still believe that oropathy saps the immune in her spirit. Those many percent are indifferent about treatment, even try to hide their conditions. Huh. How many fingers am I holding up? 4. Thank you for the concern. Kiria Athopolo. But my condition is mild. The illness has not affected my vision. Then why did you visit the Rose Island office 4 times in the past 2 weeks? Well, you're no great liar. Besides, I saw a Rose Island monitoring bracelet on Xanthos, your mentor. Have you been obtaining medication on his behalf? Yes. He forgets his appointments because he has so many things on his plate. It's only reasonable that I should pick up his medicine for him. But you did not register his name with the office, which means there are no records of him having contracted oropathy. He saved my life, taught me the lore of the water and the art of combat. He's been a good mentor to me. I didn't want people to know. To know that he couldn't be a hero? Visiting the oropathy clinic may color how others view you in Xanthos, but it will not change the path that you choose for yourselves. I'm not Cassandra, and soothing the heart isn't my thing, but I know that both of you need proper treatment. Smug ass face, you know. I'll move the 2 of you up the priority list and follow up closely on your conditions. You can prepare yourselves for a lot of nagging. You're more tenacious than you look. I wouldn't have to be if I could buy your cooperation with a few crates of corn like the Palbis perching on your bow. Sorry. Where is Xanthos, anyways? If your recent reports are indeed his, then he suffered a significant fluctuations in internal originium levels during his time. He needs rest, as I said. I told him, but that time he went to the crossing again. I'm busy preparing foods for the fruit farmers and craftsmen. Make it quick, Hakedomos. Why isn't Lekion around to help? I don't thought he would let you out of his sight. He took a day off. Home visit by a Rose Island doctor. Home visit? Did the medicine he picked up not work? Is he so sick he can't even walk? If you came to communicate the Astenomos' suggestion, you're wasting your time. Tell her I'll deal with the problem at the crossing, and there's no need for her to worry. Actually, she sent me to inform me that the problem has been resolved. Resolved? Pilots acted quickly this time. No, it wasn't her who came up with the solution. Who was it then? Did Cassandra calm the people down? Or did Astemonos pull another one for one of her little tricks? Neither. It was the Sargonian ambassador who resolved the dispute between the craftsmen and the fruit farmers. A small feline with dark skin and black ears. A black-eared feline. That Colombian I ferried at the secondary crossing that morning. She was the Sargonian ambassador? Ooh. Ancient Minoans saw the beauty of marble and sculpted legends and epics with hammers and chisels. In the Kerasperia, Kerasirias walked through the wars and plague, wearing out 30 pairs of shoes, before arriving at the mountain-rimmed garden. At the site of the first temple, she saw a boulder split, and received a revelation from the gods. Her gentle and wise visage reflected the Athenian morning sun. She protected the refugees who followed her and drove the outlanders out with her sword and her harp. Sings only the tales of the heroes. familiar with the Carisperia? I love it. I've read it so many times I could practically recite it from memory. Carisperia gave me my first impression of the heroes of Minos. A hero must be a paragon of justice and kindness. A hero must face fate bravely when it comes, and carry their own burden. Look at these nerds. You weren't exaggerating when you said you could recite it. But reading words printed on the page isn't compared to the experience of standing in front of Cariseria's statue. Even the sculptor exaggerated Cariseria's miracles, even though those were not her original arts. I guess that's her right here. Perhaps it's this artistic license that makes it feel so alive. I could easily picture it standing on this fertile soil a century or 10 later. Or I think you'd be willing to wait a decade or more for Cariseria's first temple to be completed to the standard of the statue. Not quite. I want to see as much as I can before the exchange is done, and I have to leave Minos. So Cariseria's statue is complete, and the amphitheater has proper steps now? Thanks a large part to your suggestion. The fruit farmers have been working even harder than the craftsmen in the quarries, in order to get sunlight to the orchards as soon as possible. Stone for the temple is being used on the amphitheater first? I read about it in the books, but the Minoan love of theater is really something. Heroes come from the people, and the people aspire to become heroes, even if only in drama. Have you identified the inspiration for the statue? Cariseda and the Outlander, Chapter 11 of the Carisperia. It was adapted into a famous classical drama that is often used in temple ceremonies honoring the heroes. But I've visited a few theaters in my time here, and haven't seen it on the program anywhere. A placement for religious ceremonies banned in normal theaters. No. Cariseda and the Outlander is part of the standard classical repertoire. It has not been staged for a century, however, even in the temples. A century? Could it be? Yes, it was banned during the Sargonian occupation. The play's setting dates back to before the establishment of Minos as a nation, and Outlander refers to those not of the ancient Agamemnon kingdom in general. When the Sargonian Padishahs banned the play, the Outlander executed by Cariseda took on a certain meaning. The ban is no more, but to play the Outlander in the play means playing a Sargonian, and no Athenian will be willing to do that. What a shame. Perhaps, to the Minoans, plays are more than just entertainment and art. Be it the banner performances, or the burning of the theaters, the heroism inherent in the history. The heroism inherited in the history and legend depicted by the play is not so easily forgotten. Even if no one performs it, and the music accompanying the play can no longer be heard on the streets, any Athenian can still recite its most famous scenes. That's enough. No. What is it? The first temple was destroyed by war, and Cariseda and the Outlander was banned. There's no denying this Arknight has brought great pain to Minos. The Padishah's orders to return the Minoan relic is not so much compensation as political posturing. My role as the Sargonian ambassador is just to escort the relic to its destination. I'm not from an influential family, nor do I have a distinguished career. There isn't much I can do. But I'm still curator of the Vajandabar Museum. Knowledge will not betray me. The relic I am bringing is associated with Carisperia and has great significance to Minos. This should not be a mere political bargaining chip. She looks up to the statue of Carisperia with her harp, beautiful and awe-inspiring. She seems to hear the harp sing a song that only the heroes are meant to hear, and see the familiar stories and legends flash before her eyes. The amphitheater is barely finished. The scaffolds and tops have yet to be taken away. In them, however, Titi feels something special. Something that belongs only to Minos, written in the epics, carved into marble by the stonemasons. Something that has endured and still stands tall, even after a century of oppression. I want to hold the exchange ceremony here. Really? That's an interesting idea, but matters concerning Karasira's first temple must be discussed with the temple priests. Cassandra, what brings you here today? Forgive me for interrupting. There's something I must discuss with Palace in private, Your Excellency.
予想通りの戦果だ。いい装備の重要性がよくわかる戦いだったな。
Oh, that was really the second stage. I thought we were in the third. Riddle without answer. It lies on the road, in dreams, everywhere. It questions you, wakes you, lets you know who you are, and teaches you the beauty for no more years. Wait, I have to read the enemies. While bringing the lives of heroes, even simple stone columns seem to invite you to become a hero. A desire deeply rooted in every heart, and perhaps an opportunity is all that it needs to see you. There's not controversy defeated enemies. Javelineer. Soldier played by a Minoan citizen. Only ordinary soldiers have a chance to become heroes. The most important thing is to have the courage and resilience to pick up the sword when the javelin is broken. It goes melee and break attack distance. So I guess if you have dodge, you just get landed or left. Noah's Acolyte. Noah's Acolyte at the Temple of Flora, a hero well versed in the lore, flowers, and plants world, headed to Meridian arts. An interesting center acolyte students of study, cleaning, incense burning, and other errands. They are also responsible for maintaining the floor mountains and streets. If there's a nearby mountain and nearby enemies are defeated. You can silence that. Interesting. Medjehtiqedti the Jogger. Hero Medjehtiqedti, played by a Minoan citizen. When new charges are guarding the native from the soil, those Medjehtiqedti, who run from the city to city from Athenius, carrying an olive branch and announcing Minos' victory over Sargo. Cannot be blocked. Version increases or version decreases instead when merged. Oh, okay. This is the first time you've shown, since a young acolyte of yours glared at me last week. It's not easy, managing Endymion Temple and the rebuilding of the first temple at the same time. Folia is just worried that I'm overworked. She knows we've been friends since our preschool days. Which made it all the harder to accept that I brought you trouble as soon as I got back, I guess. Palace. I knew we were both in trouble when you showed up at Endymion Temple to have your dream interpreted as an ordinary Minoan instead of using the priestess passage 6 months ago. In most cases, divine revelation can be classified into certain common categories, where they came in the form of a dream or a sudden vision. I know. We learned them by heart at school, so ordinary priests without special talents could guide those who received revelations. But the vision that you brought was not found in any classical tale. I had no doubt that it was a powerful revelation, which made me very uneasy. Don't worry, we'll find a way. You shouldn't have quit the priesthood. You might have been able to find help. And hide my condition, continue to be the legendary goddess of victory on the border. I didn't want to complicate things, even if another has taken up the title. Besides, the heroes came a long way to call me back. I had to be honest with myself. Looks like Rose Island has treated you well. Of course. Did I ever tell you that I founded a Minoan League on Rose Island? Really? Are there so many Minoans who left home to seek treatment? There are plenty. Although Rado and Vulcan are the only true Minoans in the League. The others are in it because they have a spiritual fascination with our country. I'll introduce them when we have a chance. And we know that Vulcan made her weapon. But for some reason, they wanted to keep that hush-hush. And we do not know why. I'll introduce them when we have the chance. They're all full of heroic spirit, with great passion for poetry, art, and brewing. So you funded a drinking league. That's one way to put it. Isn't quite the same as having you around, though. You would know how you drink particularly well, but no one in our year brewed better than you. I remember how you tied up your sleeves and pounded the grapes like a seasoned winemaker at the intercollegiate conference. You looked amazing. I see you have a craving. What happened to the formula I gave you? I lost it when I went to Arknights. I finally escaped my torment when my Sarka's bodyguard gave me the recipe for the secret brew of Kazdel. I never worried you would have trouble making friends. First the Sarka's bodyguard, now the Sargonian ambassador. You heard about the fruit farmers and the craftsmen. Titi can be trusted. I don't doubt Kyria's Meshiera's cleverness, or her friendly outlook towards our country, but her position remains sensitive. If I didn't stop you, would you have put her in charge of the play that we already discussed, in addition to the venue of the exchange ceremony? Is it that you trust her too much, or... You're frowning again, Cassandra. I just let myself get a little lazy. I haven't been away from the priesthood for so long. You and her have become a legend in the Borderlands, if you were the type to shirk responsibility. I don't mind taking charge of the rebuilding project on your behalf. I just think it's a shame. You're better at dealing with people, and the craftsmen trust you. I thought you made the proposal to the people so they will return to a heroic tradition and remember the heroic spirit. I did. And that's exactly why it doesn't matter who's in charge. Our people venerate the heroes, but they've gradually forgotten that Minoan prosperity was not only built by a few heroes. The heroes came from the people, from all walks of life. You could always read my mind. I know what you're trying to say, but with the rebuilding of the temple entering its final stage, it's even more important than ever to have a supervisor. I think we'll have one soon. What is it? I saw Lydia headed to the temple square. What do you think this Asinomos, who has quietly been at odds with us from the beginning and is trying to take the play out of the priestess' hands, is going there for? We meet at last, Your Excellency Ambassador Mashayer. Mashayer. And who may you be? I'm the Asinomos of Athenius, called Lydia. I'm overseeing this relic exchange between our two nations. Oh, I'm so sorry, Asinomos. I should have visited you first thing when I got to Athenius. I didn't think. You came into Athenius by the ancient route to follow in Caesaria's footsteps, didn't you? There's no need to apologize to a Minoan for your love of our epics, our culture. If anything, I should be thanking you for resolving the dispute between the fruit farmers and craftsmen. The rebuilding of the first temple could not have proceeded so smoothly without you. I simply did my part. I believe you already met Benui. I take it the venue and details of the exchange ceremony have not yet been confirmed. Correct. Rather than do it behind closed doors in a private room, what do you think of holding the ceremony beneath the statue of Caresseria, to be witnessed by her and all of Athenius? You want to hold the exchange ceremony at the first temple square? Yes. You're aware that I brought the most precious treasure of the Rajavandabad Museum to be exchanged for the technical data that the Sargonians left behind during the construction of the three Palais. It's a part of many heroic Minoan stories, and closely linked to Caresseria herself. Seeing the completed statue on the square was an awe-inspiring experience. A brave visage on the relic that I carry complement each other. I understand that the exchange ceremony is supposed to begin with a classical play, in accordance to Minoan tradition. What better place to do it than the First Temple's new amphitheater? Would that be a problem? Oh, Cassandra from Endymon Temple reminded me that any use of the First Temple should be discussed with her. Cassandra. It's the Asinomus' office's responsibility to lighten the burden on the busy priests by handling trivial matters. I'll communicate with her. I was concerned about the lack of proper supervision in the rebuilding process because of the emulation of ancient methods, which resulted in significant delays. I thought it might not be the most dignified of venues. I don't mind. However, all our problems could be solved if you are officially made the supervisor of the rebuilding project. Say what now? The rebuilding of the temple is entering its final stages. We've reached a point where decisiveness and efficiency are more important than careful planning. I'm sure you already have a fair idea of what is going on, having befriended the craftsmen and solved their issues. Besides, I understand that you received an advanced education in museology in Colombia, including studies in architecture. Putting the finishing touches on the temple and readying it for opening shouldn't present too much difficulty, should it? I mean, it's true that I designed and supervised the expansion of my museum, but it's not nearly as big as this temple. Besides, is it really appropriate for a Sargonian ambassador to supervise the rebuilding of the First Temple? You request that the exchange ceremony take place at the First Temple as an ample proof of your understanding of the relic and Minoan culture. I am in full support of your proposal, and I'm sure that every considerate Cassandra won't object. But I didn't expect the ambassador to be such a polite and humble young lady. Periandros. Greetings from Corinia, land of trade and merchants, Your Excellency Ambassador Mashayer of Sargon. I am here with Corinia's representative to the exchange ceremony, at the Acid Nomosos' request. I happened to overhear a conversation and couldn't help but stop to listen. May I ask you a question? Would you participate in the rebuilding of the First Temple if your status were not a concern? Of course. It would be a great honor to participate in the restoration of such a wonderful example of Minoan architecture, not to mention the knowledge that could be gained. I would be delighted just to hew one piece of marble for it. In that case, why trouble yourself unnecessarily? Trouble myself? What? I have a little suggestion that might solve our present problem. As I see it, the two of you are in full agreement, but for this little issue of Ambassador Mashayer's status. It's a sensitive issue, and Ambassador Mashayer's concerns are certainly full-founded. On the other hand, the Asinomus here is seeking a capable supervisor who has the support of the people, in order to keep the temple project on track. What better way to resolve this than Minos' most ancient process? You mean a vote? A referendum held on the First Temple Square. Let the citizens of Athenians participating in the rebuilding decide whether to accept Ambassador Mashayer's supervision or not. Democracy. She's really the Sargonian ambassador. Travesty. The theater of Charisia's first temple was not built to host a diplomatic farce. The Sargonian said she brought a relic in exchange for the technical data from the three plays. I knew that cargo let it feel like movie figurines. The shape, the weight, and its relevance to Charisia. Could it be? Ooh. The gall. To use stolen Minoan treasure to buy Minoan trust. Not if I have anything to say about it. Ooh, things are getting messy here. I mean, on one hand, I kind of understand his anger, especially for the super patriotic / nationalistic.
香りだけど痛みを忘れさせてくれるわ。
Oh, there's that damn
ドク
statue.
ター君
Has some of the plants absorbing water and preventing it from being killed.
安心しても誇りを払い清め
The
て
statue just blew
陶
up
器
all
の
over
釉薬の美しさを浮かび上がらせ
Twitter
る。
and stuff. Just standing there smug.
もう後悔の余地はありません。ここにひざまずくのです。
ずいぶん慎重なのね、ドクター君。
泣き叫べ。その脆い信念のもとで。
Can Valiantness attack it?
これ以上進
Oh,
ま
they
ない。
can.
震え上がる。真の勇敢さを前に。
新しい機種はもうないの？じゃあ私の出番なしね。
I've seen so much art of that statue. It's crazy. Oh, lightning. Oh, a new NPC. Junkin Craftsman. Great Caressidia, gentle and brave. Not even the night can hide your splendor. You brought us a wise duel to solve our troubles and help us build our temple. Or your temple. Can't tell if that's a chick or a guy. The insects sing the song of your harp. Your laurel is woven into the shape of victory in the moonlight. Oh, sorry. It's not moonlight that shines upon you, but the spotlights that we installed last week. Don't drink too much. We're here to vote, remember? You don't want to hurt your hand and grave your ostracon. Of course I remember. I'm here to vote for Titi. I almost fell when I was working on the statues by myself in the temple. I wouldn't be drinking here right now if Titi didn't save me with her arts. You don't believe me? Let me show you. I tipped over the statue's sash that trails on the floor and then... Whoa! Look out. Several bright ribbons fly on the shadows towards a drunken fort girl, helping her steady herself. Oh, it's a girl. Let her go once I ascertain that she is unharmed, straightening her hair while patting her haunch of reproach. See, those ribbons saved my ass, just like that. Oh, Titi, what are you doing here? Let's get a drink. No Minoan operators, please. Paz told me about a girl in the moving crew, who's small but strong. She loves drinking and has a tendency to stumble. But I didn't expect to see you stumble a dozen times in just 3 days, Kantia. Thanks, Titi. She doesn't hold her drink any better than the average Minoan, which is to say she's supposed to drink in moderation. But she has a drunkard's soul. Need a swig, Titi? Do I look that nervous? Not in your face, but we've all figured out that your tail doesn't lie. Who's the guy under the scaffolds, wearing a leaf-shaped ring on his great toe? Seraphim was from the paint crew. He's only motivated when working with big muscular dudes. Nobody believes him when he says he's just lazy. What about the Lafia sitting in the corner, not talking to anyone? Lefteria from the sculpting crew. She always stays out of the sun. I've only talked to her a few times, but I know she's obsessive about her work. That's more than most of us know about her. Most of the craftsmen barely know she exists. I don't know about the others, T2, but to me, you're one of us. Thanks, Manos. She need me comforting your friend. She looks nervous. Comforting people is your job, Cassandra of Endymion Temple. What Titi needs now is not the reassurance of a friend, but the support of the Minoans participating in the temple project. Kara Mashir has been reciting her speech silently before those two craftsmen struck up a conversation with her. She subconsciously clutches her tail whenever she trips over a word. Twice she accidentally grabbed her little pet instead, much to its annoyance. You've been observing her carefully. I think you like her. This alone is not enough to prove she's worthy of trust. I just didn't want to surrender my own judgment to prejudice. It didn't take you long to decide that she was the best choice to supervise a project. I trust your judgment. To Might, there's no shadow of confusion in those reflected in Karisiria's eyes. Everyone has made their decisions. You do not need the words of the heroes to guide their way. I have some personal matters to attend to, excuse me. You're going. The Asanimos might take the absence of the supervising priest from the voting as a form of protest. My Ostracon's already in the box. Besides, Lydia has no need for such a blatant excuse if she wants to pick a bone with the priesthood. If the exchange ceremony takes place at the first temple, then the ceremonial played to honor the heroes. I'll talk to Lydia again. At least get her to defer to the priest when it comes to choosing the play. But that's all for another day. Let's hope tonight's vote goes smoothly. Based on my experiences these past few days, once we solve this issue with stone, I believe the structure is essentially complete and ready to welcome visitors. It will be ready to open in a few days, once we put in the finishing touches and complete the inspections according to plan. There shouldn't be too much work to do to set up the exchange ceremony on the square. We just need to clear some room for the ceremony itself, and have a separate area for logistics. We don't need to change anything with the rest of the building. It'll be ready to open once construction is complete. I will create an actionable proposal based on my knowledge and experience overseeing construction projects. If I'm elected, we will work together to complete the wonder that is Karisira's first temple. Such a lively sight. It seems this Karia Mashire has made a lot of friends in a short time. It will undoubtedly be a massive boon to the friendship between our two countries, not to mention the temple project if she's elected. What do you want? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm here to attend the ceremony, at your invitation. A son of Corinia's merchants just happens to pass by as I am talking to the Sargonian ambassador, and casually drops a solution to the problem at hand that leads to tonight's vote. With this all Karisiri as well? Why not? Tradition dictates that any Minoan who has received the hero's blessing must visit the temple the following day to declare it before a priest. But you will not seek Hiria Cassandra no matter what, no matter how close to the Asinamos' office is to the Endymion Temple, will you? You're crossing the line, Kyrios Periandos. You know as well as I do that the election of Kyria Mashire will be more than just a feather in your diplomat's cap. Your foremost concern will always be Minos itself, as it is for me. Speak your demands. You can spend all the words you want, but I will not assent before you've seen the terms and conditions of the deal. Have patience, honored Asinamos. Reputation is the most important thing in business, and I will bring my business to you personally once the dust has settled. It's not that time yet. Oh, he's on something. In accordance with tradition, please etch ya or nay into the ostracon you are holding. Then place it in the box face down. We will tell you the results once everyone has cast their ostraka. If more than half the votes are in favor, Titi, Gria Mashire, shall be named supervisor of the temple project until the exchange ceremony is completed. Begin. The crowd walks up one by one to place their ostraka. There is some distance between the blocks in the center of the square where TT is standing, but she can see the smiling faces of the friends she has made these past few days. They nod to TT as their gazes meet. She cannot see the words on their ostraka, but she knows that they what vote they cast. Who would have thought she would be in charge of the construction of a Minoan temple? It would have been a tremendous honor, even in Padishah's smallest time. How should she repay the kindness the Athenians have shown her? Ah, what a joke. A voice interrupts TT's thoughts and causes the square to fall silent. Is this the year 1100? I thought maybe we were at the turn of the millennium, and the Sargonians had come back to rule us. The war is over, Megas. For you, maybe, not for me. The hated Sargonians continue to hound me in my darkest dreams. I wish I were as forgetful as you, but our heroes tell me in my dreams that I must not forget. Did a priest interpret that for you? No. But these recurring dreams are the hero's voice. I alone know their will. I will never smile and work alongside a Sargonian. I will not stand for it, no matter what good things he may say the Sargonian has done. TT watches as the Minoan passes in front of her, without so much as casting a glance her way. He tosses his ostragon as he passes by the box. It hits the side and falls onto the ground, rolling a few times before settling face up. The ostragon is blank. TT realizes that his hatred of Sargonians is such that he will not dignify this vote by participating. Her cheeks burn as though she has been slapped on the face, but she trembles as she feels a chill run up her spine. Everything seems to grow distant. It is as though there is a thick screen separating her from the others, and all the sounds around her. In her daze, she seems to perceive Pallas stepping up, and the craftsman casting concerning glances at her. She wants to say she is fine, she is alright, that she was prepared for such treatment as an envoy of peace sent by the erstwhile invaders and oppressors. Besides, it's not as though the Minoan has done anything to her. He simply said he did not want to work with her. This is fine. No one can be loved by everyone, after all. She wants to smile, that famous bright carefree smile of Medjehtiqedti Mashayers, which has charmed so many visitors to her museum. But she cannot find the words or her smile. The words of the Minoan who tossed the ostragon echo in her mind. She recalls the ferryman who questioned her the day she arrived in Athenius. The time she spent with the temple craftsman meant something. They still trust her. But to the countless Minoan strangers out there, she is not Titi, the curious lover of Minoan legend. She is a Sargonian. Everyone's gone and the lights are out. How long are you planning to keep yourself curled up here? That fort girl and the craftsman were worried sick about you. What are you gonna do? Tell them to go on holiday while you fix the temple overnight with your hands and ribbons? That'll make things square, will it? I've been circling your feet and wriggling and winking at you for ages. It never occurred to you to look down. Never noticed that it wasn't quite right. Did you notice that a-hole deputy excusing himself from the voting ceremony and distancing himself from the whole thing? Did you notice the words ulterior motives written all over that astronomos? No. You just couldn't resist jumping into the grave that's been dug just for you. Now look at where it's gotten you. Really? You're crying over that? I can't even tell you how many times I've seen it in the City of Gold. We're licking boots and stamping our faces as much as part of everyday life as eating and shitting. Besides, I doubt you're crying for the people who used you. I told you when you got the Padishah's assignment that it wasn't going to be a pleasant vacation. The scars of history that run deep, the Minoans who are still recovering from the pain, and your position as the ambassador of Sargon, all serve to remind you that it is not just an exchange of relics that you have to deal with. The proud creature tries to catch a glimpse of young Phoenix's face, in a gesture of concern, but her head is bowed too low for it to see. Minos slices pokes at Titi's hand with his head, cutting around her and gestures for her to pet it. Furry makes one happy. Your words. I give you special permission to stroke my tail, fluff the hair on my back, or wipe your tears on neither. Actually, I take back the last one. I hate getting wet. Why did I even pick a troublemaking little thing like you? Now I'm on the consolation duty. If I'm really so fragile, you wouldn't have picked me when you left the Grand Bazaar, would you? Just this one time to lift your mood. Don't you dare get carried away. Thanks, Mio. Feeling better? Yes, some people voted for me. It means they trust me and have hopes for me. Minos called me one of them. People don't always get along, even in the same family. And I'm in a country that was deeply hurt by Sargon in the past. I'm not a hero of legend. I can't miraculously solve everything with a song, a poem, or a speech. What I can do is get Karisiria's first temple completed as soon as possible, and return to the Minoans, to Karisiria, the things that belong to Minos. Moonlight shines upon Karisiria's complexion. Wearing a laurel wreath with her hand on her harp, she gazes into the infinite distance. Titi stands beneath the marble statue, bathing in the same silent moonlight as Karisiria. She closes her eyes and makes a wish. The questioning statue. It was an ordinary sculpture found in the streets of Minos, inspired by a legendary monster who blocks roads and makes travelers answer riddles. The creative citizens of Minos have built drones in their image to carry out simple tasks such as carrying water and watering flowers. Birdies tended to bear have a tendency to drop, and you can least afford them. You need to put together. Alright. ME4, so this is probably the last one for the day. Unless there's a cutscene afterwards. Then I might read the cutscene and then end it. Maybe. I'll see. And so Karisira, the singer of epics, the gentlest hero of Agamemnon, hung her harp upon the branches of the laurel tree. Its motto made from the tallest firs atop Mount Himnoi. Its strings made from the bravest bird and beast that roamed the Agnes Plains. When it played, all things in the land of heroes sang together, riding upon the winds of freedom. No wonder you came up with the idea of holding the exchange ceremony on the temple square, when you saw the completed statue of Karisria. You brought Karisira's true harp, the one that used to be displayed in the first temple of old Athenians. Oh. Yes. Medjehtiqedti was inspired to carve a massive harp from mountain rocks and first after hearing the mountains tell their stories beneath Mount Himnoi. It was a blessed harp that only sang on important occasions, or when played by a great hero like Caesarea, offering a song that touches the people's hearts. The first temple was destroyed when the Sargonians invaded Old Athenius. Grieving the tragedy, the harp sang no more, and afterwards went missing. Until Medjehtiqedti found it in his collection. I don't know how it ended up in Sargon. Perhaps a Sargonian soldier looted it from Old Athenians and sold it to the prodigious ancestor. I don't think anyone alive in Athenians has ever seen the original harp. The only people who will know anything about the harp are a few priests well versed with ancient text, or ore benders like Cassandra who directly communicate with the heroes. Does it still make a sound? Yes. We performed an inspection on the strings. They're a little aged, but still in playing condition. I see. Perhaps the silence of the harp was simply a metaphor, as is often the case in Minoan stories. Where are the ferrymen? We pay these outrageous rents to go by the canal and get fresh fins. The goods are here, Keeper. Finally, any more delays, we won't be ready for the diplomatic delegation. Should I unload the goods for you? Hey, why is the boat docked so far today? People will be falling into the water trying to unload stuff. Bring the boat closer, please. As close to the kitchen as you can. Okay. Thank you. Why are you the one delivering today, by the way? It's usually Xanthos who does it. I apologize. Master Xanthos had business. Well, it's no problem. As long as the food gets here and the kitchen can get to work. You've been with Xanthos for a few years, haven't you? He must have his reasons for planning it this way. Not concerned at all. Sorry, Pallas. Everyone in the temple has their hands full today. I simply can't free up anyone from the moving crew. I wanted to get the harp into the first temple ahead of time to see how it fits Caesaria's statue. I should have had someone big and strong to help with carrying the harp, though. It's just the two of us. Caesarea was not particularly tall according to historical records. People took particular note of the contrast when she stood next to her harp. Maybe I could even do it myself. Oof, it's heavy. Is this box full of lead or something? Oh, she's so wide-eyed. Well, we entered Athenias by the ancient route, which is pretty rough. We couldn't risk any damage to the relic. I had the museum staff prepare a packaging that's fireproof, waterproof, shockproof, and impact-proof, which unfortunately added a ton of weight to it. On the other hand, it wouldn't get a scratch on it, even if an earthquake suddenly shook the whole house down onto it. I can see you take great care of your museum and collection. I went to Klim to study museology because I was curious about everything, and ended up working in the museum when I went back to Sargon. But my father died young, and my family so far cried from his past glory. Honestly, I'm not sure why the Padishah picked me to lead the diplomatic mission. But it's my job now, and I want to do it right. Did I ever tell you that you... What happened? Everything okay, Titi? Don't worry, the harp's unharmed. I was asking about you. Speaking of earthquakes, I think the relic is well protected. I saw the commotion downstairs. Looks like a boat ran straight into the hotel kitchen. Xanthos. It's over. It's all over. What kind of ferryman are you? Fool steps from 5 meters away on a windy day like this. You knew your boat will go even faster than Hermes the messenger. You wanted the boat as close to the kitchen as possible. I didn't mean inside the kitchen. Make way, make way. Police officers are already dispersing onlookers. Don't crowd around like this. I need to see what happened. Damn. You'll uphold justice, won't you, Grammatos? I just wanted the boat bringing the ingredients close to the kitchen, but this could run it right into the place. I'm sorry, I don't know how to operate a boat. Who do you think you're fooling? You've been studying with examples at the crossing every day for years. Theoretical knowledge does not equal practical skill. Why you? Enough. I can testify that this man has never passed a single chariot racing test back in preschool. A chariot. Doesn't explain how he didn't see this huge stop sign, does it? The boat ran right through the fence. Didn't see. Has a repeating spread to his perceptual system? Is that why Lena made a home visit the other day? Nekeon. Why do you look like you think I'm gonna die soon? No, no, no. Don't say that, even if it's true. Excuse me, Grammatos. I know the two of you used to be classmates. You're here as an official. And my kitchen has suffered significant damage. Here. This is your coin purse. I'll pay for the damage. Take what you need. Who still need to pay for me? You never got a proper job since you left preschool. I know Xanthos takes care of your room and board, but I doubt you have much money saved. Don't worry about it. Spend your money on treatment. Don't forget you still owe me a debate. I'm fine, really. I'm coughing in a acute attack. Doctor, I need a doctor over here. It's just a smoke, you idiot. Go get someone to fight the fire, Grammatos. The fire is getting stronger. Looks like the boat hit the kitchen stove. What's with all the smoke? We need to get out. Get away from the smoke. With the harp. The harp's well protected. I see the officers are already organizing people to fight the fire. It should be under control soon. Besides, the stairs are too narrow. The harp will get in the way of other people evacuating. Besides... You're right, Palace. You're right. We need to leave. We could come back when the smoke's gone. Let's go. They fired. Oh no, no, my luggage is still in my room. Hello. Going peace offering. Let's get Pythia. Don't worry, the fire's in the first floor kitchen. It's not going to spread to the guest room upstairs. Just wait for them to put out the fire and the smoke to disperse. Some credit and clear the area around the door. There are still people coming down from upstairs. Sir, there's not the time to go inside. Is this a plot to steal the harp? Feeling better, Palace? I'm fine. I just inhaled some smoke. We should be good to go back in the room, to the room in 10 minutes. I'll help you take the harp to the first temple, just in case anything else happens. Thanks. Oh, sorry. It's so crowded here. Hey, Palace. Did that guy look familiar to you? Who? Did you hear? The kid at the crossing was the one who rammed the boat into the kitchen. He usually looks pretty smart, but I guess it's as dumb as it gets when it comes to piloting the boat. What was Xanthos? He's the one who usually delivers the goods. Too busy, maybe? He doesn't like it to let an inexperienced apprentice get into trouble on his own. True. I remember now. It was Xanthos, the ferryman, who ran into me just now. Xanthos, are you sure? If he had to come to the hotel while we let an inexperienced apprentice steer the boat and caused an accident. Wait a second. I have a bad feeling about this. As do I. Oh shit.
チームの状況にはいつでも目を光らせてますので安心してください。逃げ道など必要ありません。
泣き叫べ、その脆い信念のもとで。
I like the combined oral effects of the Minos buff and Titi's buff.
泣き叫べ、その脆い信念のもとで。
Oh yeah, I still have to check right. She gets affected by Palace's talent. Is she considered part of Minos?
ここにひざまずくのです。
Interviews your enemy when immersed. Whoa, that's long range. Ow!
モンスター座標についた。美しい風景ですわ
Oh,
ね。
damn it.
戦いの舞台にふさわしいです。ドクター君、指示をちょうだい。私が撤退を先導するわ。落ち込まないで。大丈夫、大丈夫だから。私の爪に引っかかれないようにしてよ。焦らないことが大事よ。
もう後悔の余地はありません。震え上がれ、真の勇敢さを前に。英雄たちよ、この揺るぎなき信念をたたえ、我らに組みせよ。ここにひざまずくのです。
清掃カビを分解して織物のしなやかさを取り戻す。
See if we can get this filled.
英雄たちよ、この揺るぎなき信念をたたえ、我らに組みせよ。
I got that one healed first? Come on. Oh, I can't really.
泣き叫べ、その脆い信念のもと。
誇りを払い、あなた方に送るレクイエム。よく聞きなさい。ういっしょ。
Good punch, nerd. Oh man. Oh yeah, I forgot she has a stupid effect.
これ以上進ませない。
Mission accomplished.
You removed the Sargonian ambassador. This is the rig that was stolen a century ago. The Tominoan appears at the massive wooden box as he starts the motor on his serrated ore, repurposing the tool that he uses to cross the river to pick the lock open. He carefully lifts the cover of the box. The instrument of the Cuirassier, who should have come home long ago, is safely packaged in the dust cover. Cuirassier's heart must not be used as a bargaining chip by the Sargonian hypocrites, to be shut away in this pretentious, suffocating box. Put the harp down, Xanthos. The people praise you for proposing the rebuilding of the first temple as soon as you return to Athenia's palace. I voted in favor myself. Thank you. We should not have cozied up to the Sargonians. You instructed your apprentices around the hotel kitchen and caused a fire. Needed to sneak in to steal an artifact of a great diplomatic significance to our two countries. It's an ill-advised act. The streets outside the hotel are packed with people. You can't possibly escape with the harp. You're jumping out the window. This is the 4th floor. We're directly above the kitchen. The boat around the kitchen wasn't just a distraction. It's his escape. He had this plan. The door would take too much time. How about you give me a ride? Wisdom. The fire is under control, Grammatius. As for the hotel's losses, I'll report the incident to the astronomus' office per official procedures. As for the damage to the kitchen, I've already settled up with the innkeeper. I see. We'll station someone here to make sure that no one's trying to take advantage of the chaos. For instance, what is it? Look up. Hecate almost looks up. A pair of forked horns, pitch black under the sunlight like twin moons, flies over the head of the crowd, their owner landing upon a haystack on the accident board, before leaping off the boat and fleeing along the river. A few seconds later, a white figure leaps from the window off the end of a silver chain. The black feling's landing is softened by several cloth ribbons surrounding her. Xanthos the ferryman, and the Sargonian ambassador. What's the huge thing Xanthos is carrying on his back? Don't tell me. You are right, officer. Someone is trying to take advantage of the chaos. Understood. Cordon the scene and impound the boat. Send someone to follow Kyria Mashair and bring Xanthos into custody. Mashair. I keep butchering her name. Well, that takes me back. Holy crap. The great chief returns. Woo. The harvest is done. We'll need your help again packing the apples and crates. No problem. So you guys helped out with the stone for the temple after all. Excuse me. Whoa, whoa. Xanthos, what's the hurry? Is that TT chasing after him? Hey, Thanos. Make way. Is this a race? Where's the finish line? Go, TT, go. You can't lose Xanthos when he has so much stuff on his back, right? No, I can't. Careful with the apples. The Sargonian is persistent, but this is as far as you go. Xanthos, the river is just ahead. The harp is out of its waterproof packaging. The water will ruin it. I don't need a Sargonian to remind me. Not when your people have ruined countless Minoan treasures. Xanthos. Wait, what's that sound? There's a boat under the pier? He had this carefully planned. It wasn't an impulsive act. No, don't go. Archcontrol ribbons fly towards the package on Xalfo's shoulder. The Forte instinctively jumps back, placing the harp at the stern of the ship. The ribbons wind themselves around his arm, helping Titi jump onto the boat. Xanthos, it's swaying beneath my feet. We need to clear the air between us. Let's talk about this on dry line, shall we? I have nothing to say to a Sargonian. Let me apologize then. The two keep their eyes fixed on each other, one at the bow, and the other at the stern. Donald clutches his oar and starts its motor, while Titi begins to glow with the light of her Iridium arts. Ribbons fly from her clothes, grabbing the harp and pulling it towards the bow. Xanthos cuts the ribbons, only to find that Titi has closed the distance with the harp. He runs to the bow, causing the boat to tip violently, throwing Titi off balance and interrupting her arts. Both of them reach out desperately. The dust covered on the relic is removed, revealing the legendary lost harp in all its glory. Every Minoan has heard of the story of Caraceria and her harp, but precious few have seen it with their own eyes. It remains proud and glorious, despite the passage of 1,000 years. Sunlight falls on the metallic leaves, decorating its pedestals, surrounding it with a gentle glow. The pair fighting over the harp has no time to admire, as they watch the harp's trajectory change, less than a second before it hits the ground. Medjed has never thought of herself as lucky. The glory of her noble house has long faded away by her father's generation. Her father was obsessed with literature, while her mother, still clinging to old artistic habits, showed little interest in spending time with her daughter. Titi spent most of her free time in her father's library, alone. The knowledge she learned there was basic, shallow, but it nevertheless expanded her horizons and instilled in her a strong sense of curiosity for everything. That was why she saved her money to pay for her own studies in museology in Columbia. She was excited but nervous when Parisha Carey appointed her to be an ambassador to Sargon. On one hand, she was drawn to the wonders of Minoan culture and the stories of heroes. On the other hand, she was acutely aware of the challenges that the burden of history presented. The joy that she gained from working with a temple craftsman, the last vestige of fantasy and daydream in her mind, would be shattered with the falling harp in less than a second. Xanthos was not so arrogant as to think that his plan to take the harp back from the Sargonians was flawless. He might go to jail, or have no ripathy attack while carrying out the plan. He did not care that he was risking his life on something that would seem ridiculous to most. To him, the only place where he would find peace was the battle on the border where Ithacos went 5 years ago. There was no point in asking the meaning of anything that has happened since. But the trickery of fate is even more cruel than in the heroic legends. Xanthos thought of many ends for himself, but never this one. The precious harp is about to hit the ground, and there is nothing Xanthos can do about it. Should he be angry, sad, fearful, or simply laugh at his own helplessness? The emotions that fate has impounded have returned to his empty chest. The tall Minoan warrior sees everything flash before his eyes. The breeze of the Delphi Canal brushes against Xanthos' back. It has never felt so cold. He cannot help but tremble. He can see the Sargonian woman's face. It is deathly pale. He knows that his own face is the same. Is it gonna break? Also Titi's face there. We've arrested Xanthos the ferryman and his apprentice Lycion on charges of robbery, Your Excellency. I sincerely apologize for the damage you suffered. I know it's not my place to ask, but can the damaged item be Thank you for your concern, officer. The item that was damaged was a personal effect, and not particularly valuable. It was Xanos the ferryman who ferried me across the river when I first came to Athenius. This was simply a minor misunderstanding. You can send the onlookers on their way. Yes, Your Excellency. If you don't intend to pursue this matter any further, then we will take the two suspects and proceed to accordance with the law. You two, thank Kyria Mashayer for her magnanimity. You don't know how to steer a boat. Grammaticus Hecadamos can testify to that. You could have gotten off easily. Why push yourself in a situation with me, Lycaon? You instructed me to provide a distraction on the boat because you know I'm a poor liar, Master Xanthos. I knew about your plan and took action to help you. I must accept responsibility with you. Besides, I do not think that what you did was unreasonable. A personal effect, as if the officer believed that. She saw your courtesy as a way out, so she wouldn't have to persecute her own people. The relic that is at the center of the first cultural exchange between Sargon and Minos says that the establishment of diplomatic relations was stolen and damaged during its retrieval. This would be more than enough to start a war if we were in Lithuania or Syracuse. I checked the harp. The damage was minor, only a crack on a pedestal. It can be easily repaired by filling and painting over the crack. Under normal circumstances, I would have kept it untouched, but these are what we call extenuating. I can fix it so nothing looks out of place for the exchange ceremony in a few days. You may be descended from Trogonian nobility, but you've inherited none of your ancestors' political acumen. The Minoans are entirely at fault here. This is a perfect chance to punish the offender severely, establish Sargon's authority and prestige, and I know you're proud of your family's military exploits in Minos, Benoy Effendi. And to you, this is like revisiting old stomping grounds in a sense. But times have changed. Parisha Carey appointed us to visit Minos with Sirius's harp, not to show off Sargonian glory, but to repair the relationship between our two nations. As emissaries of Sargon, our priority is to carry out the exchange ceremony successfully, not our own obsessions and interests. Am I wrong?
Doctor君の俯瞰力、ちょっと学ばせてもらいたくなっちゃった。
I was like break onto the water.
プレゼントでお礼をするから、戻ったら少し教えてくれないかしら。以前に増して考えるべきことが多くなってきたな。
I'll finish the rest tomorrow. Really liking the support. Again, I'm excited. We're finally at Minos. Palace holding her axe here. I just noticed that. What the hell are these guys? Hold on. Minos citizens, some flower. Oh yeah, I meant to check. Why does she get Palace's buff? Sargon? Sargon? Interesting. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Just checking something.
行きましょう。今回の文化財がどんな新しい物語を運んできてくれるか楽しみね。 チなど必要ありません。
Huh.
私の腕もまだまだのようだ。
She's not part of the Minos faction, but she gets
よく休めましたか？
No way, that's exclusive to the event,
Doctor.
right? Where can I test this? Here's fine. Because technically she's not a Minos
次
operator.
に振り返るのは勝利を携えて帰還する時です。焦らないことが大事よ。もう後悔倉庫に入っ
It's
たら
not, huh?
動きは去った。人類の戦争に終わりがなくとも、
Not complaining.
今回ばかりは命の尊厳を守り通すことが。よく休めましたか？
Anyways,
ドクター。
that's it for tonight. I'll finish the second half tomorrow. What the hell is this? Oh yeah.
The doctor, is it? Lena said I would find you here. Give me an order if you need me to do something. Just don't put me together with any Sargonians. It's better for everyone that way.
Ooh, I'll probably raise him right now. Alright. I wonder what this is. Anyhow, like I said, I'll continue the rest tomorrow. Happy to get Minos. As I said in the beginning, I've been waiting for this event for a long time. And I hope we get a half anniversary too on Minos. I do expect a pilot's alter at some point. At least I hope so. I really hope so. If it wasn't obvious she's my favorite operator, so. But anyhow, got me and peace. I'll be out for the night.